Lokoz Boxing. Canelo versus Triple G, the third fight. It's right around the corner this September 17th, 2022. Everybody has their predictions, everybody has their criticism. I think a lot of people have already made up their mind about this fight. Nevertheless, I do think that Canelo Alvarez does end this fight with the knockout. I do think he's going to be able to stop Triple G. I don't think it will be as easy as people think. I understand that Triple G has aged since the fight. There is a difference, a significant difference in the age. Canelo is 32 years old, Triple G being 40 years old. I think that is going to be a big factor in this fight. I think that is what's going to cause Triple G to end up knocked out. However, I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it will be. Just because Triple G is older, I don't think it means he's useless. So I think he's still going to put up a really great fight, and I do expect this fight to be very entertaining. I hear the people out there saying, it's too late to watch this fight. Should it happen earlier? Yeah, it would have been better if it happened, months after the second fight. However, it's still a great fight, I think. I think there will still be a lot of action. And let's not forget what happened with Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. Marquez was the older. He had already aged. He was expected to lose. And out of nowhere, he did knock out Manny Pacquiao and won. So this is boxing. Anything could happen. Canelo can't be too confident going into this fight and just take it for granted that Triple G is just some old man. And I don't think he will either, especially after Canelo has just come off of a loss against Bivol. He's going to be hungry to redeem himself in some way, shape, or form. And him losing to an older Triple G will just not look good for him. It's bad enough if he were to lose to Triple G. However, it's even worse if Triple G has already aged. So I think Canelo will be very prepared and looking forward to put an end to this fight by KO. At the same time, there's something different about Triple G this fight. During the first and second fight, he was talking a lot of shit, trying to egg on Canelo, trying to make him lose his train of thought, get in his head. In this fight, I don't see that confidence with Triple G. I really don't. It looks like he's just going through the conferences, through the interviews, like he's just kind of floating through them. He's not really asserting or being very assertive in his demeanor, in his words, in his body language, on him being certain that he's going to win. It almost looks like he's expecting to be defeated. I don't think he thinks he can beat Canelo at this point in time. I do think it's very personal to him and he will give it its best. Now, there's a lot of criticism saying that Canelo purposely waited to fight Triple G until he was older. And, perhaps there's some truth in that. But the way I see it is after Canelo fought Triple G the second time, he got really angry at him because of the shit talking. And he said he wasn't going to fight him anymore, that he didn't deserve to get that paycheck. And he kept saying that throughout the years since then. He said he had no interest in fighting him. And there was a specific reporter who kept pressing him and telling him that fight should be made. And Canelo said, I have no interest in fighting him because if I do fight him third time, they're just going to say that he's older. And then I'm going to knock him out, and they're going to say I only knocked him out because he's older, so I'm not going to get a credit either way for beating him. So they asked him if he'd ever consider fighting him again, and this was years ago, and he said if the money ever was good enough, he might consider it, but he's really not interested. And this fight kept chasing him and chasing him and chasing him until people still wanted to see this fight, even if Triple G was older, so he finally agreed to it. So we shall see what happens, but I do not expect a boring fight at all. I do expect Triple G to be Triple G, to do what he does. He's going to do his best. He's going to be motivated. He's going to take this personal. I expect Canelo to not just try to win, but to try to knock him out. Because if he loses to Triple G, to an older Triple G, it just really won't look good for him, especially after coming off of a loss with B-Bol. With all that being said, the prediction is that Canelo will KO Triple G. Lokoz Boxing, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe.